I'm Ego, by the way.
Niki, Cruz, Awards Radar.
Nikki, great to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. You had like such a big year on SNL, standout characters and sketches. That has to feel really amazing.
Thank you. It was a very, very fun season. And it felt like there was so much more room to play with the cast sort of morphing. And we have these new cast members and we had more senior cast members exit. And so I think it created some space to really play. And I feel really fortunate because I feel like though the season was cut short, that I definitely got to play and try new things. So thank you. I appreciate that. It's very fun.
When honing in your comedic voice, do you ever think to your comedic heroes and your tastes and how that may influence?
And I have a lot of comedic heroes, but I don't think I'm trying to emulate them because I can only imagine they can only do what they do.
Sure,
And
sure.
I get into a little funny situation as a creative when you are trying to do what someone else does, if we're not talking impressions. And so I've been inspired by Martin Lawrence. I've been inspired by Tina Fey, Amy Poehler. Adam Sandler is another inspiration to me. So I grew up watching these people and being and enjoying their work and finding it really funny and finding it Jamie Foxx as well, just seeing how deeply they can go into a character and how well they embody a character and how comfortable they are in their own skin as performers. And so in that sense, I think I gleaned a lot watching them, but ultimately trying to do what I could do and only I can do. And I feel like that's what everyone should do, is what only they can do.
And in terms of writing characters, do you have a writing partner that you really gel with from the cast, or like a few people that you really gel with?
So for a while, I was writing with Anna Dresden, who was formerly head writer, and so we did a lot of that Dionne Warwick talk show together. She and I and Allison Gates, who's currently head writer. Anna's no longer at the show, so it's been interesting to. We've got a lot of new writers as well as I think the world kind of saw the cast had a grand exodus of sorts, but there was quite an evolution in the writing staff as well, and so there are writers that I feel I gel with, like Alex English and Gary Richardson and Michael Che wrote Lisa from Temecula, and that was the best thing to get I got to do. It was so damn fun. It should be illegal. But I it's nice to kind of bounce around because there's ideas you might have that are better suited for this writer's voice. And then another idea you might have is better suited for a different writer's voice because they all also have their own set of skills and their own comedic voices that they've sort of honed in on. And so what's nice is as big as our writing staff is getting to like go, you know what? I think this week, this idea I have, Streeter Seidel might be the best person to collaborate with on this. And so it's nice to feel like I can gel with multiple writers at the show and have gelled with multiple writers.
And you brought up Lisa from Temecula, which is probably like the spotlight of this season for me as a viewer. It's such a good character. And then to just see you make other people break, that has to be a really good feeling.
It, you know, it I can't even remember what that felt like, but it was. I think that performance was so fun because I was so present. I didn't even know we were going to get to do the sketch by the end of it. Was so late in the night, and we've heard now since about the dress rehearsal hiccups that we didn't really anticipate. And so when we got to do it, I felt like because I wasn't anticipating it, I was just so present in the performance of it. So when I did, I don't even know how much, like in retrospect, as I'm sitting here talking to you, Nikki, I don't even know how much I was clocking that people were breaking. Like I rarely watch myself back, but I've watched that sketch because I was like, what all was going on? I was so focused on my hard steak that I don't know. I was like, I don't know what's going on around me. And so I watched it back and it was really great to see these seasoned performers, I feel, get loose and be so tickled by it. And that is the fun of it. Like our hope is to bring joy and to our audience. And what's extra rewarding is getting to bring joy to one another in our performance because we do rehearse these pieces quite a bit before we do the live show. And we do hear comedy nonstop week after week. We're working with like the funniest people ever. So that I was tickled that they were so tickled.
I feel like some characters, it's just very obvious they're going to hit right out the gate and like, oh, this is something really special here. Did you have that feeling? I know you said you were rehearsing it and everything like that.
I didn't. I mean, I try not to. I think that puts so the like idea of putting that kind of pressure on a character before it goes, before you put it up in front of the audience feels like the kiss of death to me. So if you think I just the week before when I did was it the week before or just weeks before I had done Black Lotus, and on the set of that I was talking to Brian Tucker, who is one of the writers I wrote Black Lotus with. It was Neil and Brian Tucker, we all wrote that. But anyway, I was telling, I was like, when something looks like it's going to go too well and you feel like it's going to go really well, that is usually the thing that tanks. And so I felt very like this was tickling me at table read. Everyone seems to think it's going to go well, and honestly that generally means it's not going to go well. So and I don't know, I'm like, I don't know if it's like our weird twisted comedy brains, like whatever we think is so funny internally ends up with a live audience at dress rehearsal being like, they didn't like it as much as we liked it. I guess that was just a thing for us. So I didn't know it was special, but I did know I had a lot like otherworldly fun performing Lisa. And so that stuck out to me. And that was really special because I'm like, if nothing else, I get to do this very silly thing that has physicality. Lisa's exactly the kind of characters I like playing, indignant and sort of oblivious to the world around them and oblivious to they're ignorant. And so I just yeah, just I say strong and wrong. Strong and wrong is Lisa. That's my favorite kind of character to play. But yeah, I had no idea, but I'm so glad people enjoyed it as much as I could do it. It's like when the chemistry just works, where I love this, you love this. There's nothing better.
She feels like an iconic character. The physical comedy of it all kind of reminds me of Molly Shannon's Mary Catherine Gallagher.
Thank you. Thank you.
She could take a life on her own, I feel like.
Thank you. That would be, man, if I got to see Lisa in other places, I got to perform Lisa in other places doing other things, I'd die happy. Thank you. She's so much fun to embody, and that stupid outfit of hers. Oh, but she loves it. But if I got to take Lisa other places, I'd be so overjoyed.
And then you had Mrs. Shaw too, interrupting the exorcism that was going on, which is just hilarious.
Thank you. Born of another like idea where I go, someone who's just so assured and oblivious, doesn't understand the intricacies of an exorcism and like the risk involved, just like, I'll do it. We all need to go to sleep. I'll do it. Where's the demon baby? Let me see. And so Miss Shaw, I freaking love her. And then having to get her husband being like, you're going to be the vessel for this demon. We're canceling our next date. Yeah, she was also very fun. And Jenna Ortega freaking killed that possessed child.
You did.
She was so good. She was so good. That was a very fun one. Just another woman stroll in your apartment, like, what is the problem? I know how to fix it. She probably thinks she could like fix your plumbing issues too, but it's like never touched a toilet besides to sit on it in her life. Yeah.
Did you base her on someone you know?
I don't know anyone personally like Miss Shaw. I think there are people who Mrs. Shaw like has elements of people that I know, because I think we all know those people who are like, that's not that hard. Everyone knows that person. It's like, you guys seem so confused and perplexed by this thing. Like, it's really not that hard. Let me get in here and fix it. And then they discover maybe it's a little harder than I thought, except for Mrs. Shaw was right. She could exercise the demon. I think all my characters that I are born of some attitude or energy I've seen from somebody, but no one outside of like the impressions I've done has been based on any one person in particular, I'll say. Yeah, not yet. So I'm paying attention. I'm watching the people in my life. I'm waiting to see who's going to do something insane, so I can parody them on the show.
Have ever been pulled into the conversation from someone like, I really don't want to be featured. Like, I don't want to be a character.
I feel like when I go on dates, that's the thing. Guys will be like, what are you going to do, a character based on me? And I'm like, you wish you would be so lucky. No, I'm not. You don't have anything to worry about, my dear. But no, people, I've spent time with people who are like, I don't want to be a character. And I'm like, there's probably going to be a nugget. Something you're doing right now is probably going to inspire a character. It's like a nugget or a kernel that will inspire some other larger character. But if you just watch people, I mean, we're all so damn weird. All of us, every single person is. I'm weird. I'm assuming you're weird, Niki.
I'm
And
weird.
yeah, exactly. And so if it's taking those like little strange moments that feel very human to us, that's fun to me, where I go, this is just a human who thinks they're being a human. Like Mrs. Shaw does not think she's weird. Lisa from Temecula does not think she's weird. Or they're just sort of like living their lives oblivious to reality a little bit.
Yeah, it's like basing that little idiosyncrasy and just elevating it and elevating it and elevating it and just
Exactly. Yeah, like you figure out what it is, like what is so weird about that behavior, and then go, okay, where could I put that sort of philosophy that clearly this person is operating under? That would be like kind of inappropriate or wild. And then sometimes it's not even that. Like when I think about Lisa from Temecula, Alex English said he was at dinner with his cousin. She ordered a well-done steak and she was kind of shaking the table and didn't realize it. I don't even know if he said anything to her. So I've been doing interviews and I'm saying this and I'm outing him and cousin. And I don't know, maybe he's gonna get a phone call. That's like, wait a minute, was I shaking the table? Is that character me? But yeah, very fun.
there is that particular person who likes the well done steak. Just alone says something.
Listen, I used to like a well done steak.
Until you had a medium, right?
Well, no, we slowly worked our way back. We were like, okay, I got enough pressure from friends to stop ordering my steaks well done. So I was like, okay, we'll do medium well. And then I was like, I think I'm feeling brave enough to venture into medium. And now we're a medium. I live a medium steak life over here. Yeah.
There's also Ariel, which was great too during Weekend Update.
That was so fun. I'm so happy to see Little Mermaid did so well, and I'm not at all surprised. And that's part of my weekend plans, is to see it this weekend. I'm a little late.
So good.
Already late. I can tell. The trailer had me. They had me at the trailer, but getting to play, how upset people were about the casting. Was fascinating to me, given that this is a fictional character and could be played by anyone. And so my thought was like, imagine you're so upset about this fictional character, and like once you get to know the fictional character, they're actually not a role model, and you don't want they're like, I don't want all this pressure. I just want to be a mermaid. Let me be a mermaid. And so that's, all the talk about Ariel just made me think, like, what's the other side of this coin? What if Ariel's like, I'm not that great and I don't think people should be looking up to me? And so it was fun, and really poking fun at how upset people were about the casting, frankly, where it's like, there's a lot of pressure and I'm just trying to be a mermaid. Let me just swim in the ocean with my ocean friends. Yeah, but I'm excited to see that movie this weekend. That was a very fun character to play, and I'm sure Halle did a much better job than I did.
And for you, what is your favorite episode this season?
Gosh, my favorite episode, that's really hard to say because we had some really fun ones. I had a lot of fun this season, so much damn fun. I'm gonna have to say Pedro Pascal just because it wasn't just getting to do Lisa from Temecula, which, are you kidding me? Wow, yes, thank you. But also, he was so game for everything. And he embodied every character in such a deep way. And he was having so much fun. It was infectious. And just having his energy in the building, it just makes all the difference when a host is game and willing to look silly and stupid, and also does a good job of having range and showing their range, and is clearly having a good time. So I'm going to say Pedro's episode. It's my fave.
Same. And for the same reason, he is just so down to play.
Yes, it's so refreshing. It's so refreshing. And it makes all the difference. It's the best. And just watching a host surrender to the process and be like, I'm freaking nervous, but I'm going with the flow. I'm going to be this Latina mother, and then I'm gonna I'm gonna be in the coma here, and then I'm gonna have this steak dinner with this woman. It was just so cool to see him just seamlessly make it through that show and make it look so easy and fun. I think the whole time.
And before I let you go, hoping that the writer strike ends, um, do you have a dream host that you would like to host SNL? Any bucket list?
Yeah, I would really, really, really love for Jamie Foxx to come host while I'm at the show. I've been saying it for years. It's like he hasn't heard. And so maybe Nikki, you could make him aware. I really want Jamie Foxx to come. It'd be amazing. I don't think she'd do it, but it would be so amazing if Beyonce came and hosted. Are you kidding me? So I'm gonna just get final answer: Jamie Foxx and Beyonce.
And
Those two.
Beyonce can do double duty, so
Yeah, exactly. It would just be a queen bee party the whole time. I'm voting for it. I'm here for it. Beyonce, we want you. Jamie, I want you to come. Yeah.
all right, let's put it out there. It's gonna go
Yeah.
viral. I'm just putting it out into the ether.
Beyonce, Jamie Foxx, come on. Yeah. Also, wait, now that I'm like, wait, if we're just like saying who we want, I'm Obama should come host us. Barack Obama, former President Barack Obama, come host SNL.
I could
I
see.
haven't thought about this, but like, I don't know. I'm sure he'd be happy with that.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure speaking with you, Ego.
Thank you, Nikki. It was wonderful talking to you too.